and welcome back to Granted Gardens. My name is Melissa. I needed to jump on here real quick and kind of talk to you guys a little bit about what's been going on recently because we've been MIA for a couple weeks. So as most of you know, Tyler and I are getting married in September, so we've got a lot going on. 2 weeks ago, we went up to Kentucky to visit our friends, the Stivers. We did kind of like a bachelorette kind of celebration in Gatlinburg, and while we were there, I decided that I was not going to film. I really just kind of wanted to have that special time just with our friends and relaxing and not having a million things to do. And then when we got back, kind of just stuck on that train a little bit. I'll be honest with you, I am feeling a bit overwhelmed at the time. Tyler and I both have full-time jobs that, take up a large majority of our lives. And then, with wedding planning and special events and such, I just really kind of needed some time to focus on the good things and, take my time enjoying stuff. So I apologize for not having videos up. I know this is like the most exciting time of the year because the garden is taking off, but we're back. We're going to make sure that we're tracking garden progress and everything throughout the rest of the season. And I just wanted to say, please give us grace for just taking a little bit of time for ourselves. So I appreciate you all. We've actually gained quite a few subscribers since we've been gone, so that's exciting. Thank you guys so much. So today I'm just going to kind of briefly take you through just a couple sections of the property here. Basically just this one section near the greenhouse because that's the newest additions. We are going to do a full garden tour the weekend of the 4th of July. So you guys will be able to see everything then, but I really wanted Tyler with me on that. So I just wanted to do a quick kind of video, kind of show you guys some of the new stuff that we've got going on and explain to you where we've been. So one of our big goals this year was to increase yield, right? We've lived through some questionable situations in the last couple years, and there's still talk about things continuing to be more questionable. So yield was most important to me, and I tried to really think about the things that we enjoy eating and the things that we eat on a regular basis and make sure that we were implementing them in the gardens. This is a new plant this year, but it's not necessarily a necessity, but I thought it was fun, and since it's right here waving hi to you. This is a cherry bush. I don't remember where I got these from. It was just, I think, a random magazine I came across, but they're doing really awesome. We have two, one on each side of the greenhouse, so these are really cute. Excited about those. We also brought in a lot of our berry bushes up to kind of like the garden section. We have a ton of blackberry bushes that grow wild in the woods, so we brought a couple of those up, and then I had also gotten raspberries from a plant swap, and I kind of implemented them here along the side of the greenhouse, and they're doing stellar. So here's our berry bushes that I moved up. I've picked a couple of them. Most of them are still pretty green, but this has been really great just as a way to kind of come out and get snacks and stuff. You can see they're definitely on their way. Here's one. So this is the raspberries. Oh, there's a lot more than I thought there would be. I just came out here and picked the other day, but they're coming along. So this is the first year that we've ever had raspberries before, and I am super excited about them. I like these better than blackberries. They're sweeter. They don't have such a strong like tang to them. They're much sweeter, and so I'm really excited about having these because this was something brand new this year that I'd never had before, and they're so pretty, aren't they? And they're delicious. Nice little haul. Not bad at all. Here I was like, I'm just gonna come outside and shoot a quick video. I should know better than to come out to the garden without a basket. So there you can see kind of the blackberries, the raspberries, and then one of our cherries. Here we've got some peppers. It's a variety of peppers. It's kind of like leftover peppers from what was left from the garden that I just kind of tossed in here. We've got our green stalk, which we have two. We have two green stalks. We have one up on the deck and one down here at the greenhouse, and I gotta say the one up on the deck is doing a lot better. The one down here has gotten bugs. So you can see some things are not doing too great. The dill is doing pretty good, so I'm happy about that. Waiting on these cucumbers to come in so we can start pickles. We've got some beets in there, some carrots. This is also our first year with green stalks, so I'm learning my way around this. Probably could have put more stuff in each pocket than I did. Note to self, you can definitely put more than one plant in each pocket. Here around the corner, the other side of the greenhouse, are my flowers. I was really excited about this because I'd never really invested a specific space to flowers before. I've got all kinds of stuff in here that I planted. We've got some actual flowers popping up, but most of it is green at this point. I'm excited to see these nasturtiums coming along because I really love to make nasturtium pesto. For those of you that may be unfamiliar with nasturtiums, you can eat the leaves and you can eat the flowers. They got a kick to them, kind of like horseradish. But last year, at the end of the season, I went through and I cleared out all of my nasturtiums because it was gonna freeze and they were gonna die anyways. And I made a nasturtium pesto, and I froze it in ice cube trays, and then just put it in the freezer. And we were able to eat nasturtium pesto throughout the winter, which was awesome. And I really want to do that again this year. I have not had good luck with sunflowers in a couple years now. And I planted a ton of them all over the place, but this one is the only one that's still around from what I actually planted. So I'm excited. We've got about 3 heads on that. And then it looks like we've got a little volunteer here. I'm hoping that they actually do something because I miss sunflowers. Here's another fun one. We did snapdragons. So pretty. Over here we've got I think those are pumpkins, that little yellow flower that's coming along. Not sure what this ginormous thing is, but I'm gonna call him a weed because I didn't plant him and I don't want him there, so he needs to come out. Last year we had this glorious design concept of having a pumpkin patch in the backwoods, and it started well, but ended not so great. The plants just died off really fast out of nowhere one day. So I did start pumpkins this year, and I really wanted to get pumpkins, so I didn't have like a designated place to put them. And if you've ever grown pumpkins, you know that they can take over a lot of space. So I kind of just like tossed them into random areas throughout the property. Now these next 2 beds are our newest addition this year, and this very much came from a what do we eat a lot of, what do we need to grow more of kind of concept. And so we put in these 2 smaller raised beds next to the greenhouse. So there's 2 beds here, one there and one over there. We've got potatoes in this one, which the plants look healthy, and hopefully we're going to get a pretty decent sized harvest out of this. This is our first time ever growing potatoes in like an actual bed. Tyler has been really successful with growing potatoes in buckets, and we've done that for years. And so that usually gets a decent harvest. You get, a good amount, especially for just, 2 people. But this I really have higher expectations for. Fingers crossed. And then here is our onions. Onions is definitely something that we eat a lot of, and so I wanted to make sure they had their own special place in the garden here as well. One more garden that I'm going to highlight is my herb bed this year. This is definitely my pride and joy. I do love this herb bed. It has changed a little bit through the years because some of my herbs have started dying off. But I'm still super, super proud of this, and I think that if you're, gardening on a small scale, herbs are a really great way to go because you can get a ton in a very small space. So I have been harvesting, over here is my marjoram and over here is my oregano. I've been harvesting those and drying them in the dehydrator and adding to our stock, which has been great. Those are 2 things that grow big in this garden, so it's really easy to get a lot of, and we use a lot of it. This thyme is quite a few years old at this point, I think about 3. The majority of it has flowered, and once it starts to flower, the actual like greenery doesn't get quite as filled in. So I've been trying to harvest from this. This may be the last year from these guys. I don't know. But I did buy more thyme, which you can see right over here, and planted it just so that it can kind of start rejuvenating and growing to kind of fill in this once I have to pull it out. We've got Thai basil. This, I believe, is more marjoram that's coming up from that direction. Down here, I've got some calendula, which I was really hoping for, high expectations, because I wanted to make calendula salve, but once again, I don't think I planted enough. Our sage has just gotten monstrous, but this is one of my favorite plants to kind of cut and decorate with in the house, so I don't mind. We actually had a neighbor friend drop off these little bundles right here of these green onions. I believe he said he bought them from the grocery store and they still had the roots on them. So he said he planted them in his yard and they did awesome. We have been picking from them nonstop. It's hard to even tell because they just keep like growing bigger and bigger. We got some dill going. My lemon balm. These are both lemon balm. I have not picked from that yet, but it's on my to-do list. Some basil going here. A variegated basil right there, which I just think is so pretty. So if you can see closely, the leaves are like white around the edges. I'm not sure what this is. This is, I think, lemon verbena I planted here a few years ago, and it just reseeded itself and keeps coming back. Not sure that I want it there though, because we didn't really use it much. And then our yarrow. Now the yarrow I did actually pull last year, I think, because we weren't using a ton of it and we have it growing all over the yard. So I did try to pull it, but it's kind of hard to get rid of once you got it because it just keeps coming back. So I've got a little bit in there, which I don't mind. I'm okay with having a little bit, but I will continue to pull it a little every once in a while because I don't want it to take over. But so that's this section of the yard. Like I said, we're gonna get Tyler here and then we're gonna do like a full garden tour. So keep an eye out for that because the big garden is exploding already. It is so beautiful. I'm excited to show you guys some of that because we did a few different things this year. Tyler did a few different things this year, and whatever it was that he did, it worked. So we'll get into that more in the next video. As always, thank you guys so much for watching, and I look forward to sharing more with you soon.